Hi everybody, welcome to Tangle Break. Today we're going to do this tile using the tangles indyrella and crazy and nzeppel. We're going to be using the 8 basic steps of the Zentangle method. Step number 1 is gratitude and appreciation. I'm thankful for the time that we're able to take a break from our day to relax and draw. And the supplies that we're going to use are a black Micron 01 pen, a black Micron 08 pen, a white charcoal pencil, a Zentangle pencil, a Tortillon, and a 3.5-inch white tile. And this tile was inspired by Project Pack number 6. So let's get started. So grab your white tile and your Micron 01 pen. And we're going to start with step 2, the corner dots. Step 3 is the border. Step 4 is the string, and we're just going to start at the top corner and make just a wavy line all the way diagonally to the bottom left corner. Now step 5 is the tangle, and we're going to do crazy and nzeppel. So I'm just going to do a bunch of lines just zigzagging this way and that way. That gives it the title Crazy. Just filling up this whole bottom space. Okay, the next part of crazy and nzeppel is that we're going to fill in these areas that we made with an orb, like just squishing a sponge Nerf ball in the area. So I'm going around and cutting in at the corners and then retracing the line. So I'm cutting in at the corners, retracing the line as if I am shoving or stuffing a foam ball in the space and making it fit. And so just relax and do this to all the spaces on the side. Okay, so Crazy and Zeppel is finished. And so now I'm looking to see which side, how I want to do indyrella. And I'm going to do it right here. And I'm going to use a Micron 08 black pen. And you just start with a dot and then a curve around, and then they get larger and they're not touching, and then it gets smaller until you just go all the way to a tip. And that's indyrella. So I'm going to do it again here. The same thing, getting wider and longer. And then I come back in, and it's almost like making little fish. And I'm just going to make a little school of these indyrellas. And I'm going to let them go underneath the Crazy and Zeppel, so it'll look like they're swimming out from behind a wall of rocks. And these are fun to make, just relaxing. You can make them go in any direction. And you can make them bigger and smaller. And you can make the tails go however you want them to go. And they just fit together so nice. So just fill in this whole area with as many of these little indyrellas that you would like to do. They get a little addictive, just trying to fit them in these little spaces. Okay, and let's just put one more at the top here. Okay, I think that does a good job of having a little school of indyrellas. And so now it's time for step 6 to shade. So grab your pencil, and we're going to start over here with the Crazy and Zeppel. And I'm just going to put the pencil or the graphite down on all the edges around all the little orbs that we squished in there, the little like Nerf balls, that sponge Nerf balls that we squished in there. So I'm going to go around all the edges, and then we'll go back with a Tortillon. So just relax and color it in. Okay, so now let's go ahead and shade the indyrellas. I'm going to just go along the bottom of each one to give it the shadow at the bottom. And then we'll go back with the Tortillon and smooth it out. So I'm doing a pretty thick line. So now grab your Tortillon and let's smooth out all these pencil marks. So I'm going to start with the crazy nzeppel and just soften all these rounded edges of the little orbs. Okay, now move down to the indyrellas and smooth out the pencil that we put on the bottom of each one of these. I'm just smoothing it out and bringing it up just a little bit on the indyrella. Okay, so now let's add some highlight to the indyrellas, and grab your white charcoal pencil, and we're going to put highlight around across the top edge, and that's it. All right, now it's time for step 7, initial and sign. So grab your Micron 01 black pen and find a spot that you want to put your initials or your chop. And then you can turn it over on the back, and this is Tangle Break. And the tangles we did today were indyrella, and crazy nzeppel. And step 8 is appreciate again. And you can look at it in any direction, and it gives it a different feel. It just reminds me so much of fish with rocks. And I hope you enjoyed our break today. I'll see you next time on Tangle Break. Bye for now.